It's a kind invitation, but it's really quite scary, quite humbling to be here because we have heard so much achievement. The people in this hall, all of you, are utterly incredible. And I think firstly, you should give yourself a round of applause. So the head's asked me to just have a bit of reflection as an old girl to take you on the journey, because I just wish I had what's being offered today. We're here to celebrate the opening of the new STEAM Hub. And whereas I think we've always had that lovely tradition of combining art and science in TH, I think this offers so much more. So if I look back, there's me at St Mary's as a boarder. I've got that little red halo around me, don't I look angelic? It was a very scary time. The older girls were wearing cheesecloth blouses and very flared trousers, and we were in the era of glam rock. We had T-Rex and Slade. It was fantastic. And I wasn't so good at being on the stage, but I love behind the stage, and I love everything that went into production, doing makeup. And on the sciences, we had some amazing teachers, but best of all were the field trips. You know, going out to Chesil Beach, like taking science into the outside world. It was amazing, and I had quite a lot of fun, but probably didn't spend as much time working as I should have done. Because when it came to leaving, unlike you know what's coming. I flunked my grades. What a disaster. And, well, where do we go from here? I could just leave the stage at this point. But I don't think that's what the head wants. I think she wants a story a little bit more than that. Because, you know, I went back to college. Applied myself, got the grades, went to med school, but it's only the beginning of a long journey, because when I left school, I thought I wanted to know exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a doctor. There's so many different types. What sort of doctor do you want to be? You've got to work out what's right for you. So, here we go. At school, I wanted to be a doctor, but I'm a bit worried about the sort of doctor I thought I wanted to be. I seemed to be a vampire hitting my friend over her head. Perhaps this shows that perhaps I wasn't going to be very patient-orientated. And I sort of ended up working in blood transfusion, doing public engagement. So how do you get there? How do you find out what it is that really gets you, fires you up? We've heard about being fired up, we've heard about connecting with passion this morning. And you need to listen to your teachers, your family, your faith leaders. They're all going to influence you. They're going to help you build that really firm foundation of values and beliefs. But you also need to start working out who you are. Listen to that voice inside. Get to know the real you, because like the outside world tells you this is what you should do. And actually you can start thinking, this is what I could do. This is what really makes me feel passionate. And how do you do that? Well, you do what you're going to do here. You're brave, you go out, you experiment, you're creative, you work in teams. You read loads, read about everything, start to create the mission. Because actually I was a bit slow at that. I got to med school, amazing, and then you start on this conveyor belt of training, and it's really tough. It's another 15 years of training, long hours, moves to different cities. It was really tough, but I don't think it's really fulfilling, because although I liked medicine, it wasn't really until I started doing some other things that actually the light began to sort of come on. I joined the University Officer Training Corps. I went into the TA, Territorial Army as it was then, and it was a bit more than medicine. It was medicine plus, and it allowed me to work outdoors, keep fit, work in a team, develop some leadership, and meet some incredible people. And I think it's that teamwork, it's that constant challenge of solving problems. And so somehow I needed to work out how could I combine like the medical bit with the military bit to do something really weird, something different. And I started to do some other things. I went to a fellowship in Jamaica, went to Cyprus with my husband. But it wasn't until I met my new boss in my first proper job, an Egyptian bloke, who introduced me to global health, the big wide world. And we heard from Dr. Peters this morning, Hawaii, Norway. You begin to think, actually, there is a bigger, wider world out there. What can I do? And so I started to do some different things. I started with a project in Kabul, in Afghanistan, helping rebuild the local blood service. And then started to do like blood on board the helicopter. That dark, dim, noisy, cold space is the back of a helicopter where we started giving blood to the patients within about 15 minutes of them being injured. Because time really counts, but getting there early. We then continued that treatment into the operating theatres in Bastion, in the military hospital in the south of Afghanistan. And then, continuing that care through, we started to make changes back in Britain, back in the Selly Oak Hospital. Sort of this thread of continuity, starting from the outside into the inside. And it was so interesting. Things happened, and I'll come back to that. And when I left the army, I started doing some other things. I started taking what I'd learned, and then I was approached by other universities working in different teams, an international team working in Sierra Leone during the Ebola crisis. This is like blood and bugs together, really bad combination, by the way. And so you start, well, what have I learned from the blood service? What have I learned from the army? How can I make something happen where it's really, really difficult? And we were collecting plasma from survivors to be used for people who couldn't make that immune response themselves. And my gosh, it was eye-opening, seeing a totally different way of doing things, somewhere without a lot of money. So I sort of changed careers. I started moving more towards the emergency planning. I've sort of become a master of disaster, really. So what's that taught me? Is actually things can go wrong. Right? Nothing ever works to plan, but actually you can prepare. You can be resilient. Resilient is one of these really fashionable new words. What's it mean? It might mean being, like, getting through when things get tough. You learn to do it yourself, but actually the best way to do it is in a team. So you've got all sorts of people around you that can help, and it starts at school and family and your friends. The people you meet here is going to be your friends for life, but if you're nice to them, you might need them later. When you get into the workplace, there's your work team. That's one of my favourite teams. I happen to be visiting a rather posh place in London called Buckingham Palace, which is very nice. And we were being asked to visit Princess Anne, who actually knows quite a lot about blood, or she seemed to, and I spoke to her. And here we have my boss, my crazy, crazy colleague who gives me a different view on things. She said, "What are you going to wear, Heidi?" I said, "I thought I'd wear something green with a little bit of red on the edge." And so she said, "Right, I'll wear a red sari with a broad border." She totally, she outshone me, horrible woman. Luckily, we have a very sensible assistant who looks after us both, who keeps our feet on the ground, and there's no way she was going to wear a skirt. She never wears a skirt, she wears Doc Martens, but I got her to wear a hat as well. So, small success, compromise in two. So, if I look back on my journey, and I think of some of the things that didn't go right, I told you I didn't achieve what I wanted to achieve first time at school, but we met the challenge, sort of moved on a bit. I mentioned the fact I went to Cyprus. Now, that was quite difficult, because I'd spent ages training. I was beginning to get my act together, but my husband, as an army officer, was posted to Cyprus. Well, like Does he leave me behind? Or, because I'm in that team, which is my marriage, perhaps that's more important. So you make decisions and you get on with it, but you look for the new opportunities, and it allowed me to go to Open University. 4 years of Open University, learning new skills, better computer skills, I think better commercial skills, because we have to work in the real world. And then when we got back to the UK, not long after I'd been Kabul, Iraq, Afghanistan, I got ill, which wasn't exactly what I planned, but it meant I had to change my work. I could no longer see patients directly. So I changed my focus, and I started doing some new things. I started taking all that stuff I'd learned from the army and started to look, how could we bring it into the NHS? How could we take the blood on board the back of the army helicopter to start moving it into the air ambulances here in the UK? And it's been really, really exciting. And recently, I'm very, very proud of myself. I got my PhD after all these years, having been a bit of a failure at school. I did it for myself, and it's brilliant. And so, just reflecting, September 2019, it's like a new school year, isn't it? I left in 79, we're here in 19. Perhaps a lot's changed, we've got to look at the past, we've got the present, but there is a thread of continuity. The school is that thread of continuity. And I think Headmistress, I'm going to get a little bit emotional in a minute. She tells me she normally cries. I have a handkerchief ready, just in case. Because I think today is really exciting. I think what you have achieved is absolutely amazing. Because be curious, be creative, work in teams, accept the challenge, but be like her. Don't be a dreamer, be a doer. Make things happen. We make things happen, but at the other side, we also care for others. And we've heard this mentioned before, because you need to stay connected. I want you to care, I want you to reach out and help others when they're struggling. Our school motto is honour before honours, and that means we need to connect for others, not just the school community, but our wider community, the environment. And so my last few words, because I shared a bit of my personal story with you, and you've all got your own stories. You're going to find that in your journey, your future. And you've got so much to give. You can be mothers, you can be motivators, innovators. I can see a lot of you are going to be the inspiring leaders of the future. You're going to be creators, you're going to be caretakers of what is actually a fragile planet. Whatever you do, whatever you want to be, I wish you the very best. Thank you.